Mm-mm-mm. That training, that training was no joke. And those awakenings, according to everything that we were put in, remember, we always put in some type of training. You know, even that program, you was put in that program to master it. Most High said, have you considered? Put her name down. Put his name down. The Most High approved of putting your name down. He said, have you considered? Put her name down. The devil and the Most High, they always battling with each other, right? Of his people and his people. Right? The Most be trying so hard, and the Most High be like, sign her up, sign him up. And then we just stump. We just knock the wind out these people, man. Because they be hoping and hoping they going to get the best of you. And it never happened. The Most High never lose. We always get the victory. That just should be our middle name, is victory. Well, the Most High never lose. Never. He never lost one battle. And how you did within this training is just you did it with ease. I'm talking about you did it as if folks didn't even know that you were actually in a training and you was up against some type of adversary. Because that's what you was. You was in training up against the opposition. Your opposition that the Most High considered. And you succeeded. It's like you made it look easy. But we all know, you know, the trials and the fiery trials and tribulations that we had to endure. Still even enduring. We mastered all this stuff. We can't look at it as if we're in training. That's not it. We're not in training. Not in training, ma'am, sir. We're literally, we mastered all this. We up here. This is right here. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be stupid for someone to try to come at us as if we one of them. You really would just be an idiot. That one already went through the fire. You know, that's a waste of time over here. This is how you look to folks. Now, other folks may try to try you, you know, but they're going to find out very quick of who you is. They're going to feel like they're in a battle with oneself. They're not even going to feel as though, you know, they're in this type of battle with you. And you may not even know that it's weapons formed against you because you can't feel nothing. You up here, the weapon's going to go like this. It's not even going to reach you. It's like, dang, man, is it affecting? Is it affecting? You up here chilling. So how would you ever know that you in a battle when folks is up there throwing weapons and right? And it's going like this. Because it can't come up. And you chilling like, hey, you know, it's a beautiful day. This is what happens when you master this stuff. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm telling y'all. We had to go through that training. Because remember, your enemies will always be your enemies. They'll always be trying to comfort you. But the thing is, when you masters a level that folks down here can't get on, it don't matter. It don't matter how they coming. It don't matter how they feel. They can't touch you. That's why the Most High sent you through all them tests. So that you could get up here so the enemy will look like non-existing. He can't get up, his energy can't flow with yours. The frequency, you knock it off the park. I know y'all know that now. I'm talking about like you guys got that understanding now of why, you know, Most High, he had you come up here. You know, seated in heavenly places. What he always said. He always said you were seated in heavenly places and you can't be touched. You know that saying? It's not because of it sounds good. It's because you actually can't be touched. You too high. You getting the whole, you know, them trying to bombard you. Like, oh, let's ambush. You won't get that high. Because they know once that happened, there's nothing that they can do according to you, ma'am, sir. Your eyes is open. You know, your energy's too big, your frequency is too high. All they can do is just talk about you. And who cares? We know we like I told you guys before, we don't seek for validation. You know, we don't seek for other people's applied opinions. It don't matter. We know who we is. We know who we is, and we are who we are always be. Ma'am, sir, you're wasting your time. That's why y'all should go in this, you know, on this path so y'all can love yourselves. Get in tune with oneself. You won't be looking outside of oneself. You will be like, oh, this is all I need. Yeah, really. Whole world itself. Yeah, really. Whole world itself. Yeah, this is what his training he's to do. Your whole self will start getting higher. This is what the adversary didn't want you to get to as well. He didn't want you to get on this path to master all these emotions and all these ways of how you're supposed to feel about yourself and all this relying on oneself and depending on oneself and getting stronger on oneself. He didn't want you to get that strengthened. He wanted to break you. Like he really wanted to weaken you to where you are weak and yourself. You know, that's why the adversary called all these people to do such a thing to you. Call them to make you feel as though you're not that. Call them to make you feel as though you're not that. Make you really feel great. Who is who? You know? So, this is what was going on, if you want to know. You know? Basically, the Most High already appointed you. But, again, the Most High knew you had to go through training. So, he used the adversary as training. While he's sending all these people your way, trying to compete against you, trying to battle you, and you just laying everybody to rest. And you're getting stronger, you know, you're transforming, you're evolving, you're upgrading yourself, you're ascending. All these things start happening to you every time you know, the adversary sends somebody your way that you got to battle. Okay? This is what was taking place, right? And you overachieve, you know, this thing. And I just need you guys to understand that. You overachieved this. Like you got the adversary looking like a fool right now because he sent his top dogs to you. I'm talking about the ones that he speak highly of, just like the Most High speak highly of you. He sent someone that he spoke highly of, right? But they was no match for you. You was just taking down heads as it's like a basketball. And you kept going with this thing. You were just 10 toes on the field, just taking down. Every time you send somebody your way, she can do it, he can do it, and you just taking each person down, 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 down. I'm talking about you even taking them by groups. You know, it ain't just one by one no more. It's like in groups you just taking down, and other groups you just taking down. It just started getting crazy. To the Most High, he had to uplift you because you got too big to be down here. You're too big to be down here. The Most High had to uplift you up here. There's no way you could be down here and who you is according to where you stand now. You don't look right being down here. So the Most High, he has to. This is something like a must. Because you just don't belong. You know, it's something that you go into a store, you be like, that literally don't belong right there. Like, how did that even get right there? That's you. You know, you're easy to be seen. You make people feel like insecure. You make people feel a certain way about themselves. They always trying to compete with you. This is not where you belong. You belong with the others like yourself. Or you belong on your seat, you know, in heavenly places, in your position. Because you definitely going to be an overseer over something. Because that's just where you at. The work that you put in and the battles that you had with different levels of people, you have to be put as an overseer of something. That just where you stand. Everybody else, as different divine ones, as they go through training, the Most High will figure out where you at. But some people, you just done this. You done a lot of battles. And you went through a lot of tests and a lot of tribulations that folks, that it would take them more time to figure this out and to get through. And you just walked through that thing like it was a museum or something. And the Most High was trying to, make it where it's like it was like a standstill because you were moving too quick. So he had to put some type of something in the way so that, you could be on time. You can arrive at the right timing because you would have been early. How fast you got through them trials and tribulations. You were just moving through that thing. And he was like, oh, we got to put something right there because they going to make it, where it's not time yet. But you weren't supposed to move like that in this fiery furnace. But the way that your mind works, it doesn't take long for you to master something. I don't know. Some of our minds, it's like it develops faster at figuring out stuff than others. So when you were put in something, the first thing that came in your mind was, I now have to master it. I got to figure out the whole structure of it, and I got to figure out how to beat it. That's us. So it's not like you had these gifts and you got all this, these ways to yourself. You was intelligent. You was too smart. You was too advanced in your intelligence. Cause you didn't even have time to when your emotions was involved in it. You know how, you got to control your emotions. You didn't even let that get the best of you because anybody else would have freaked out. They would have been like, hold up. Why is this happening to me? And why is this and why is that? You remove that. You remove all your emotions and all you thought about it was, okay, how do I handle this by mastering this and doing this and beating this? And if I have to stay in it, I'm going to have to be above it. Come on, who think like that? If I have to stay in it, I got to master it and be above it, in it. Who the freak? Who think like that? That's not normal. Folks have been panicking. Folks have been trying to sell out. Folks have been trying to do it the halfway. Because they feel as though, they don't have the time or the audacity to try to figure things out the righteous, correct way. This is what you do. This is why folks can't mess with you. Because you don't mind figuring stuff out. You don't mind putting it together piece by piece by piece and mastering it. So if you have to do it again, you will know how to do it. That's you. Because you don't know when you're going to get out of it, but at least I know how to handle everything in it. Most High said, man, I have to uplift this girl. I got to uplift this man. I sat here and watched this. And seeing how he or she move, I got to. You even have demons applauding you of, yeah, that one, yeah. You got demons bobbing their head yeah, that one deserves to be uplifted. Because everybody sat there and watched you. And then the things that you was getting it, you was just moving and figuring out it instead of your emotions getting the best of you, complaining and murmuring. You was like, man, I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to go through this because this is unnecessary. And I don't know why, I got chosen to do this and have to go through this. That's not what we were speaking of. We said, hey, if I have to be here and I have to go through this, I'm going to master this. And I'm going to be above it. when I'm in it. That's how we looked at every level that we were put in a program, in a system, in some type of box. We looked at it like that. If I gotta be here, I gotta master it. So where nobody can't mess with me. I need to know the ins and outs. I need to know who's doing this, and if they are doing that, I need to know how to master that so that I can rise above that. It seemed like everything that was thrown at you, you had to figure out what it was so you can master it. So that when they try it again, or if you got to go through it again, it would be like, what is it? Who's doing it? I can't feel nothing. Cause you know it's your ops. You know if you stuck in something, you know they gonna be there. Who you think they gonna target? You, right? So you need to master your op. Remember, they trying to master you. This adversary always trying to master you. You not about to be master me and try to be one up on me. I'm gonna get to you before you get to me. How about it? I bet you I will master you before you master me. Cause you ain't gonna be one up on me. This is what the monitoring was about. This is what the studying was about. Try to master you, but you end up turning it back around and you master it. They weren't expecting for you to do that. They were expecting for you to look at things of where you're at, how you get there. And, all this, woe is me, and how. No, you said, okay, I'm glad you did put me here. Now, I'm about to master y'all. Every single time. Put me somewhere else and see what I mastered again. And if that's how y'all want to do it, let's play the master game. Because can't nobody master something better than us. We got the brains, we got the intelligence for this. Don't let us talk about our gifts. Can nobody overtake our gifts? Once we put that together, our gifts and our intelligence, they cannot mess with us. They're not even in a level to even try to figure out us and how we do things and how we think of, because it's crazy, because they even got technology where they be trying to track our minds and stuff, but it still don't help them. It still don't help them. They still don't know us. They're like, oh, so if we get a chance to read their mind, that we would be better off, ma'am, sir. We ain't even got to have a machine. We ain't even got to see all these devices and all these gadgets and all this bull crap they use to try to help them so they can conquer us. We didn't even need that. We don't even need that. We didn't even have to use that to lay them down the rest. It was just our gifts and our intelligence. That's the difference between us and them. They got to tap into all this other BS to try to get us and try to, we ain't need none of that. We got our gifts and our intelligence. Still, and with all that, they still couldn't even take us down. They still, with all that resources that they have on their team, they still couldn't take us down. All them devices still didn't work for your honor. We don't need nothing. We just tapping into frequencies and our gifts and our intelligence. Just us, really. There's nothing else added that we need to when we in a battle. That's why this adversary, he's a coward. Because if we ain't taking none with us, we just us and us on the field. They gotta tap into different entities to help them. Like, from the dark realm, they gotta tap into like different spirits from way back in ancient Greece time to help them. Send to us. Help us. Playing Pokemon and bull crap. We just us. They're just us. Every time they send something to us, it's just us. We don't send nothing back to them. We literally clear out house, just us. crazy. It's crazy. That's how you know who you is. Y'all had to know who y'all is by now. They like, man, with this generation, we're gonna have to tap into everything. We're gonna have to we gotta use devices. We're gonna have to use tap into these dark entities. You know, we gotta use spell work, voodoo, witchcraft, black magic, whatever. We gotta send it all. And we like, go ahead. Send it all. We gonna master it. We're gonna master it. We're going to master it to where it rises above, so it's not even going to affect us. They can hack their people, using them as devices. Like, what? Hold on, you guys. They're using devices according to people. That still didn't work. Ma'am, sir? It is just snowing, y'all. Oh my God. It's bigger chunks now. The chunks was like this, right? Now the chunks is like this. Dang, this is crazy. We're gonna have a good Saturday. But yeah, you guys is really that one. You guys always been that one. They needed so many forces. And it still didn't work on you. Now I know y'all should feel some type of way. Who is that? Oh, hold on, you guys. I think that's my niece's friend. Hold on. You know? Yeah, I think you guys understand who y'all is. And we don't even walk around here all egotistic and narcissistic and prideful. We don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? We very humble. We so relatable to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why everybody love us, because it's like we can relate to everybody on where they at, and we can deal with folks where they at, and we make them feel good about themselves based off of where they at. You know, knowing who you is. Because I'm telling you, you know, you guys, you guys are not that one. You know, you know by them testing what you've been through, you know you totally different. Yeah, very humble and free-spirited. You know, very lovable, very genuine. You know, and just old soul. You know. And I see why the Most High had chose us. Because we do, like I always say, we have the traits for this. And that's why you have a lot of people trying you. Like, you know, you got a lot of people trying to, you know, throw they rides up, you know, at you as if, you know, they could. And they get humbled very quickly. You know, and it makes them feel some type of way. But you make them feel like they got room to do that, because you don't come across all like that. You come across lovable. And some people take your kindness for weakness. And they got to find out the hard way. Because remember, we don't move all aggressive and all mean and, you know, all this negative energy type stuff. We don't do that. So folks feel like they got room to disrespect you and come at you any type of way, treat you some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Until they find out the hard way. Remember, the Most High know you. The Most High always warn these people, don't do that to her. You know, you might not want to do that to him. You know, but they feel like they could because the way you come across, the way you make them feel like, oh, I could do this. But then when they find out, they like, whoa, I didn't even really know this person. You didn't have to know that side, but that's what you chose. So now you got that side. Remember, we don't come out here trying to, you know, be some type of commander in chief, trying to check people and all this. We don't do that. And that's why folks be like, okay, oh, she naive, she humble, nice. Yeah, you know, this could be the one that I can take advantage of. Or you men out there, you be so genuine, humble. You have a heart for the ladies. You got a heart for some, you know, sympathy for some, you know, men. You know, like your brothers and homeboys and just people you know, and they be like, oh yeah, I could try this one. This person seems as though, you know, we can get over on. until they find out. And they like, I never knew him. I never knew her. You didn't have to know this side. But that's what you chose. You didn't take consideration of that humbling side and that, beautiful, meek, and just lovable side. You didn't want that. It seemed as though you wanted that one. You wanted the other side. And I don't know why. Because if you had to choose, you would pick the side, that's best of, being, kind-hearted side. You didn't want that rough side, cold side, to where, you had to get checked, in the worst way. Why would you decide to have that? But this is what people, when they meet you or they come across you, they always choose that side. They never choose your kind, meek, humble, beautiful side. Beautiful soul, beautiful, they don't want that. Folks want that rough rider side, that actual thug side. They want that. And that's sad. Because once you give them a lesson, you move on. That's it. That's all you get. They thinking like, oh, I can get a second chance and I can get that. No, that's it. Once you get that lesson, we were called to move on. Because you either take the blessing or the lesson. That's it. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Once you get the lesson, you missed out on the blessing. You thought you got the best of both worlds? No, we handing out lessons or blessings. You either take that blessing or are you just gonna roll with the lesson? Folks, you were just handing out lessons from left to right to folks. And you was like, okay, I'll just keep the blessing. And you rolled off. You're like, oh, I'm sorry you missed out on the blessing. Maybe if another one come, maybe you'll make the right decision. I don't know. But I gotta go. Because I already gave out a gift. Because remember, a lesson's a gift as well. Some people skip out on the blessing and they want the lesson. And this is what the Most High had called a lot of his children down here to do. We don't mind. We really don't mind. But it's really up to these people. They're like, man, you don't like a nice, meek, kind-hearted person? Well, you want this rough, aggressive, thug, lady man? Like, folks really, like, they want that more than, it's crazy out here. It is really crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on down here, but it's very opposite. But again, they just felt as though, they would have I think they was banking on a second chance. And that's not the role that was given to you. We're not a second type of person. Not God's people. We're not second. We're first. We will always be first. If you ever decide to put the Most High people second, that's your last. That's your last with this person. They're not second. They're always first. It was us written. And people, they gamble with it. And they feel as though there's something they can win back. You're not in the casino, ma'am, sir. You're not on some type of playground. Well, you can just keep going around and figuring out stuff. That's not what it is. And a lot of people are starting to figure that out. They're like, why was I playing? Why was I doing this? Why was I doing that? That's the lesson. Congratulations. Because like I said before, the lesson is not bad either. That's a gift. Some folks, they can't wait to get a lesson so they can stop doing stupid stuff. They're like, man, when am I going to get a lesson? So I can make change, because you get a chance to change. You don't have to, but you realize what you did wrong and you was given an opportunity to change so you won't make that same decision and that mistake again. So that is a blessing. Yeah, because they was given a choice. Some people ain't even given a choice to actually have a lesson. Yeah. We got the best hearts. We got the best. The Most High gave us like one of the best hearts, and that's why the Most High, he's so protective about us because he knows us. He knows that our heart, it keep loving, 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 loving. All it does is pump love. You would think the heart pump blood. It just, our heart pump love. Just love, 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 love all over. And the Most High like, hey, back up, hold up, calm down. Because we ready to love quick. But then again, we got to examine. We got to examine folks, to see if they even lovable. Will they even receive this type of love? Because some folks, they really don't. They don't know what that they ain't ready for that. They willing to betray that until they actually realize that, oh, but that's the lesson. That's good. Because you still got the lesson. Yeah. Yeah, we had to learn that the hard way. A lot of divine ones. We were around folks that we knew we weren't supposed to be around, or even giving, your heart to. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about jobs, families, members, relationships, all the nine. We had to cut back. Because folks was just running you crazy. I'm talking about like doormats. I'm talking about on the floor just walking. And not appreciating what you doing. What you giving. And you don't even have to. That's the sad part. You didn't even have to do all the things that you did. Folks is like you acting as if you had to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't even have to care. Remember, caring is a choice. You didn't have to do that either. But you have sympathy for people. You got all these different triggers of when you are dealing with a person. And this is what a lot of people, they can't even put in, because you was given that gift of empathy and reading through energy, all these signs of how a person feel. And Most High gave you the gift to feel those things, and you know how to deal with each person. Anybody that come your way, you will know exactly how to deal with them based off the gifts that the Most High giving you. They take that and they take advantage. Yeah, the gift of discernment, definitely the gift of discernment. But I'm saying, far as of your empathy level, some people's empathy level is here. Yours is up here. Because you can sense of the deeper understanding of people. You always had that gift of a deeper understanding. Like, man, I understand. You be so, when somebody tell you something, it's not hard for you to comprehend. You understand exactly what they're going through, how they feel. What has been taking place according to them. And you just know, their whole energy level of what levels they at. And you know how to fulfill each and every category. And you do it without you even having to work hard to do it. It's just in you to feel all those missing pieces they're dealing with. It's so easy for you to feel it. But then again, when you do that, folks don't respect that. Because they think it's a given. Because you do it, how you do it, it makes them feel as though, oh, I don't know why that makes them get evil. It's like I say, they capitalize on your kindness for weakness. The stuff that when you do that, they feel like you weak. They feel they use that as a weakness. Like you are weak when you doing that, when you empathizing with people and you considering them and their emotions and their feelings and what situation they going through and how you handling them. They feel as though you weak. And these really are hurt and broken people. And that's why the Most High say, man, you need to discern. You need to be careful. Because you dealing with, really you dealing with broke people. The broken. In the Bible it talks about the brokenhearted. And some people got to give themselves to the Most High. Now give themselves to Christ. You know, so that he can fix that broken heart of theirs. Because they're not going to respect anything good. Nobody that rejects, you know, help. Folks being to reject your help and try to capitalize it and try to come against you. And you like, I'm just trying to help. And this is what we learned during our path as well. We learned this. It's still snowing. I'm surprised y'all can't see it back. Oh, it's too far back. Yeah, it's too far back. Yeah, but we live and we learn. We had to learn a couple lessons ourselves. Like I said, it's a blessing. I counted blessings. I count lessons a blessing. I count it all joy. You know, lesson, blessing, it don't matter. It's all a blessing to me. You said your word is... Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the Most High had me talking for a while now. So it's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. When I found out that I had to speak, I was like, man, I got to get better. Okay? So those who got an ear to hear, you guys stay fearfully and stay wonderfully made.